And we're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Roll. My name's Nathaniel. I'm the host here of the channel, and we're bringing you guys another video where mainly I just talk to you about things that we have going on or things that we thought. And the video that we're bringing you guys today was something I was thinking about the other day when we were working through the backlog. So for those of you that don't know, we put out a video a while ago, and we'll probably put one out in a couple months when it's been a year of working on the backlog. And we've made it through a lot of games, like a lot of games, honestly. Between me and Ashley, we've played a ton of games. You guys can go check it out on backlog.com. Like we have a public, I think, page for you guys to go see all that information. But I was playing through the backlog games, and finally Ashley had convinced me to start one of the games I'd looked forward to for a while called Slay the Spire. And for those of you that don't know, it's a deck building, roguelite, dungeon crawly game. So it's right up my alley. It's exactly the type of game that I would really like. And, you know, a couple times now we've been working through the backlog, and I've come upon these games, whether it's Brotato, Balatro, Slay the Spire, these roguelite strategy, repeat, design a build, strategically design a build to overcome increasingly difficult challenges. And every single time I end up putting so much time into these games so quickly without feeling bad at all. And the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like other people probably feel the same way I do, where I almost force myself, or feel like I should force myself, to be playing through like the big AAA named games that everybody's super excited for, right? Like I should be loving Cyberpunk, and I should be loving Elden Ring, and I should be loving Baldur's Gate 3, and now when this is coming out, I should be playing and loving Crimson Desert. And while for different various reasons I am excited for those games, I've started to have to come to terms with the fact that a lot of games I've been kind of forcing myself to play for the sake of the backlog, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's how we get through games. But it's contributed to me realizing what type of game I really like the most, what type of game I actually get the most enjoyment out of, what type of games I sink the most time into, what type of games fulfill me the most, and what type of games I can really get lost in and have a good time. I can look back on multiple hours and go, well, I had a lot of fun doing that, and I didn't feel bad during it at all. I sat there, I enjoyed myself, and I got something out of it. And at the end of the day, that's what gaming is supposed to be. And I think a lot of people, including myself, sometimes get caught up in what we think gaming is supposed to be, or what sometimes we probably even want gaming to be. If I keep looking down, it's because that's where OBS is. I probably will benefit myself if I just close that. and then there's nothing to look at down there. But anyways, so a lot of us get caught up in that, I think. At least I do, and I imagine other people do as well, where everybody's talking about these different games. And these are the big budget AAA, you're hearing about them everywhere sort of games, right? I think it's November, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be October, sometime around there. We're supposed to get GTA 6, right? GTA 6 is going to be the biggest game of the year. Obviously, it's probably going to sell like no other video game ever has before. It's going to be all over the media. It's going to break through the mainstream, and people that don't normally play games are going to be talking about it. And at the end of the day, I likely would have more fun just running another run of Slay the Spire, or Slay the Spire 2, or Enter the Gungeon, or Balatro, or Brotato, Vampire Survivors, etc. These indie roguelike games that I just can't get enough of. I love them. They're incredible, at least for me. And it's been difficult to come to terms with that. I'm not giving up on the backlog. I'm not going to play all of the big AAA open world RPG extravaganzas that we've bought, but I am getting better about not forcing myself to play something that I don't love. And I think it can be easy to do that. Like I was playing Hot Wheels Unleashed as one of the backlog games. Actually finished that one. It's out on backlog. You guys can go check it out. And I had a good time with that game. But again, played it for maybe a month and a half-ish before I actually finished it, and I put about 12 hours into the game before I finished it. And man, did that feel like a slog to get all 12 hours to actually finish that game. I enjoyed my time with it, but I had to do it in like 1 hour increments and then barely managed to get through it. Like by the last couple hours, I was pretty hesitant and like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this. I don't know if and I didn't play the DLC. I bought the DLC way back in the day, but I didn't end up playing it. Maybe I'll go back and play it. Maybe I won't. It's finished, so I don't have to do it. So I'm unlikely to right now because I'm not really feeling it. And, then I looked up at the screen and I had well over 12 hours in Slay the Spire in like 2 days. Now, part of that is obviously because we're on break right now when we're recording this video and when I was playing Slay the Spire, but the general premise of the idea is the same. So I wanted to make a quick video, and hopefully I won't go on for too much longer about this and take up too much more of your guys' time. But I wanted to make a video talking about how you might be playing video games wrong, and if at the end of the day you're not enjoying them, you're not getting that lost nature, and there are games that you know that you would get that feeling in, you should be playing those games. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that it can be very easy to feel overwhelmed or to feel bogged down, especially if you've bought a lot of games or if people have hyped up a lot of games. But just because 2 or 3 of your friends are telling you, hey, this game was incredible, I loved it so much, if you know it's not the game for you, or you know, hey, I'm not going to get a ton out of that, maybe I don't want to buy it at full price, or maybe I need to play it at this time of my life because that's when I can enjoy that type of game. There is nothing wrong putting another 5 hours into Rocket League. There's nothing wrong putting another 10 hours into Call of Duty. And from my side of things, there's nothing wrong putting another 5 runs into my favorite roguelite or a roguelite that I'm playing at the time. I think it can be very overwhelming when you have a backlog the size that we do, and that's why I am happy that we are making our way through it. A great example would be that right now we're playing Jedi Fallen Order, a game that I was excited for. I bought a long time ago. It still feels like a new game because it came out with all of the fancy new games back in 2018 that I pretty much have played about half of now because I played Spider-Man as soon as it came out. I played God of War like 2 years after it came out. I still haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2. And then Jedi Fallen Order is in there. What else is in that category? I don't remember, but you get the gist. There were a lot of big games that year. I think Ghost of Tsushima was around there. It might have been 2019, but still haven't played that one. And so there's a bunch of games that I do need to get to. And I do enjoy the game. Like, I have been having fun with Jedi Fallen Order. I recommend the game. It's a fun game. But I don't sit down and play 8 hours of it the same way that I sit down and played 8 hours of Slay the Spire. I looked up at the clock and it's been 8 hours of playing Slay the Spire, and I had a great time, and I tried a bunch of different builds, and I tried the same build over and over again, and I had a ton of fun doing that. And if I play 8 hours of Jedi Fallen Order, I'm kind of looking up at the clock, I go, okay, 3 hours in. All right, now we're 5 hours in. And so on and so forth. And it's not that I'm having a bad 5 hours. It's just I don't get the same experience out of it. So booting up Jedi Fallen Order when I want to, booting up Slay the Spire when I want to, booting up Into the Gungeon when I want to, and booting up Rocket League to play with my friends when I want to are all things that it's important to balance. And I think, like I said, that's the premise of this video, is that you might be forcing yourself to play video games wrong if you're anything like me, because you feel like you should be completing games, you feel like you should be playing certain games, or sometimes you just get in your head with all the media that we watch and all of the things that we hear from friends and colleagues and other people in our life about certain games. I've heard so much about Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm a massive D&D fan. Look at the shelves behind me, or at least TTRPGs fan. I mean, I do have a whole D&D shelf, but I have other stuff as well. I'm a massive TTRPG fan. I should and will love Baldur's Gate when I get around to playing it, and I still haven't, because that type of time-consuming game tends to stress me out if I don't have the time to play it. So I know that during the school year is not going to be a good time because I'm going to be at work, and I'm going to be teaching, and I'm going to be busy, and my students are going to, I'm going to have to prepare for their, work the next day, and I'm going to have, soccer practice if it's during soccer season, and all of those things make it to where getting only an hour into Baldur's Gate would just kind of stress me out, and I would feel like I feel bad about that. That's a feel bad for me because I come home and I go, great, I made 1 hour of progress into a 120-hour game, but I feel very fulfilled if I come home and I complete a run of a roguelite and I got to try a different build. That actually relaxes me. That actually makes me feel better. Or maybe it's a smaller indie game that I've been working through, and maybe it's not a roguelite, but I actually feel like I made substantial progress in the hour and a half I got to play. Not, I made it halfway through one big fight in Baldur's Gate because it's that expansive of a game. No shot at Baldur's Gate. I'm sure it's a great game, and I genuinely will love it, I'm sure, when I get around to playing it. But I have a tendency, and maybe you have a tendency, to force yourself to want to love and play these games when there's a time and a space for them. And at the end of the day, this hobby, gaming, everything that we do that's a hobby should be for fun and the enjoyment of the hobby and a break from reality, a break from the stress of life, a break from work, whatever it might be that you're doing that hobby for. You want to make sure that you're getting the most out of that. And so when it comes to gaming, I wanted to make a quick video, and I promise I'm about to end it, but I wanted to make a quick video where I just said, hey, look, you can love and play your big RPGs. I love and play them myself, but I have noticed sometimes I get so wrapped up in what I feel like I'm supposed to love and play that I actually avoid the things that would have given me the most fun, which at the end of the day is why we're playing video games, right? I don't want to look back in 3 years and go, great, I completed a backlog and had very little fun doing it. I would rather look back in 3 years and go, great, I'm a third of the way through the backlog, but I've had so much fun, and I've continued to play this game, and I fell in love with 5 other games on the way, and I've put 70 hours into them because I just love them so much. And they gave me a nice escape while I slowly played through Jedi Fallen Order and Ghost of Tsushima and all these other games that if I just beelined what I'm supposed to play, I don't think I would have nearly as much fun. So that's my suggestion to you. Quick Rollsicle video where I just said, hey, if you needed someone to tell you, stop stressing yourself out about playing specific games. Stop feeling like you have to play the games that your friends are talking about. Stop feeling like you have to play the game that you bought 5 years ago because you spent $40 on it, or you bought Elden Ring at full price. Right here, full price. Every time I see that it's on sale, it hurts. But at the end of the day, it's okay. I never got around to it. I will get around to it, and I need to get around to it at a time where I'm going to enjoy the game, and I'm going to get something out of the money I spent. And that's what you should do too. All right, that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. If you enjoyed it, or if you have thoughts about gaming down below, let me know. Am I crazy? Am I the only one out there that feels this way, that makes themselves almost feel like they have to play certain games, or they should be playing certain games because they're so mainstream, or because they've been on your backlog for so long, or they cost so much money, or they're from big developers, or whatever the reason might be? Do you guys put that type of pressure on yourself? Let us know down in the comments below. As always, we'll continue to have gameplay videos for you guys. We'll continue to have other commentaries and all the wonderful Rollsicle stuff. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. You guys are what makes Rollsicle so great, and we will see you guys in whatever comes next. Until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye, y'all.